Hi, everybody. Welcome to Morning with Meg. So good to see you today. I have been thinking a lot about this practice and what it means to me and what it does for me in the days and weeks ahead. And so I want to share with you a little bit of my thought, my thinking around this today, and show you the ways in which I think yoga can really help us move to places of justice and peace. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling very heavy lately. And I was thinking about heaviness and what it means. And in yoga philosophy, this heaviness can sometimes be thought of as fear, of trepidation, of just feeling completely and totally as though your energy has dissipated down, down, down. And in yoga philosophy, we're working always with our energy body, working it up towards higher vortexes of consciousness. And at the same time, moving the higher vortexes of consciousness into manifest, into matter. And so sometimes we can get stuck in this beautiful river of energy that is our lives. These vortexes of consciousness are called chakras in yoga philosophy, but sometimes we can kind of get stuck in one vortex. And the imbalance of our energy can lead to some really alarming behaviors, alarming feelings that we have. The energy that we have in our lives affects us. It affects people that we know. It affects people we don't know. And so I think we need to return to our practice, not only on the mat, but also in our meditation practice, to continue to work this energy into higher and higher realms of consciousness, and then to bring those higher truths into matter, into manifest. So today, I invite you to take to your mat on your bellies. We're going to begin on the belly. It will look something like this. This is called crocodile. And I'm so happy to be able to do this. For those of you who know me well, who've read some of the writing that I've done on my lostandfoundyoga.com, know that just a year ago, I was unable to do this because of surgery. And so when I take to my belly now, I feel so grateful, just so grateful. Anyway, let's take to our crocodile pose. Just letting everything relax to the mat. Build a little pillow with your hands, just so you can feel the breath on your face, so your nose has space. If this isn't comfortable because of shoulders, please feel free to grab for a block or a pillow and place it underneath your forehead. So as we settle in here, as you start to get really comfortable, good morning, Robin. As you start to get really comfortable in this shape, I want you to really draw your energy to your sacral spine. So that is that big bony part of the lower spine. It's the part of the spine that, for us humans, is fused together. And it's where the tailbone resides. Hi, Susie. Good to see you, honey. So just finding the breath there. I know it's bones, but we need to move our bones. That's part of the work that we're doing as a community right now, Just breathing life into bones, animating the things that just we think are dead. So really feel the breath in that part of your body. You know, the sacral spine is called sacral from the Latin word sacred, the sacred bone. The ancients in the West really believed that it was sacred. It was like the temple. It is the last bone to decay. So it was always sort of there as the last thing that people saw. So just touch into that sense of how it envelops you, how it is the foundation of the sacral or the sacred part of your body. And now begin to feel the breath drawing energy up from this sacred bone, up the back body, up your spine. It might take a couple of deeper breaths just to feel as though the energy is coming up, 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 almost to your thoracic spine, to right behind your heart, and then down. And on inhale, pulling it up, 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 up to the cervical spine. And then once more releasing. And then finally all the way to the crown of the head. And then releasing. And this time, when you inhale, feel the breath in the front part of your body, that sort of expansion into the belly. And then on exhale, feel the drawing in of energy. So let's just sit with that breath for a little bit. Expansion and then contraction. Expansion and contraction. And now on your next inhale, feel that expansion in the lower part of your pelvis. Just this sense of letting everything expand in the pelvis. And then on your exhale, feeling a contraction, a drawing in of energy from the base of your pelvis. So let's just feel that expansion and that contraction now in the pelvis. So perhaps this breath has brought you an intention or a dedication for today's practice. You know, maybe it's the sense of moving energy. Maybe it's just the sense of finding spaciousness and then finding strength. Maybe there's something that came to you before you even stepped on the mat that you'd like to work with. All of these things, anything. Let's go ahead and set an intention for our practice. What is it that we need? What is it that will take beyond this mat? And once it's come to you, let's give it one more full deep breath in. And And then exhale, just let something go. All right, let's roll over onto the right hand side and then find a little pillow with your hands. So kind of bending into your elbow. Let's try and get everything in a line. And then taking your left foot right behind your right knee. Now already, because I've been biking, I already feel this in my outer hip. So want to get really long in my right leg. And then spider tip fingers, the hands in front, engaging through the belly, just keeping a little tone here in the belly. On your inhale, really lengthen out through that right heel. Exhale, lift the leg up off the mat. So let's just take this, seeing where we feel this. Seeing if you can relax certain places in the body, allowing certain places to open up. And now coming back, bending into the knees, big toe mounds together. Now let's do a little clamshell. So just picking the left knee up and dropping it down. Again, being very conscious of moving the energy here from your hip. So if you find that something is working like your calf over time, overworking it there, let's see if we can send energy here into the hip. All righty. And now coming all the way onto the back, soles of the feet onto the mat. Take your hands and push your thighs away from you. So push, 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 and now draw up into the tailbone. See if you can pull your tailbone up off of the earth and relax the tailbone. Push on your hands on inhale, exhale, tailbone comes up, and then everything down. Inhale, hands straight, exhale, tailbone pushes up and down. Place both feet onto the mat. On your next inhale, lift your hips up off of the mat. One long line of energy, really engaged through the back body. So you're feeling it in your glutes, squeezing your inner thighs together, all four corners of each foot onto the mat. Inhale, really let everything expand. Exhale, draw everything into the body. One more full deep breath in. And out, release to the mat. We're going to roll over onto your left-hand side. I'll come to the back of the mat just so you can see me. Let's take those shapes here. Find a pillow with your hands, straighten out into that left leg, right foot back behind you. And when you're ready, lifting that leg up off of the earth. See if you can find your belly strength here. Release tension, head and neck. Keep your right knee pointed towards the ceiling. And now bringing and bend into the knee, big toe mounds together, and then we're going to just open up, clamshell here. So just Feel as though you're working this from your hip. And once again, let's come down to the back. Settling here in bridge pose, inhale, both hands onto your thighs, push them away, and then lift your tailbone. Exhale, beautiful. Inhale, both hands to thighs. Exhale, tailbone off of the earth and down. Inhale, hands to thighs, tailbone up and down, bringing yourself into your bridge pose. Again, long line of energy, engage, but find the spaciousness here too. We really want to find a sense of release as we draw energy in and out. Let's give it one more full deep breath in. And out. Everything down to the mat. And coming into your table posture. Finding hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. On inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest and chin. Exhale, round through the spine. 2 more times. And rounding through the spine. Now, move your hands out about 3 inches from where they are towards the side of your mat, also with your knees. On your exhale, round through the spine, cat, but let's take it over to the right. Inhaling, dropping the belly towards the left. So we're just going to churn the energy here. Turn it round and round. And exhaling, rounding through the spine. Let's find it towards the left. And once more, back to your table. From here, go ahead and lift your right leg back behind you. And let's pull it across the body to your left elbow. And then diagonally out beyond you, and then crank your foot towards the earth. Let me turn around so you can see me. All right, so we're going to do an internal rotation of the hip. So find your table and send your foot back behind you. Bring it towards your left elbow. And then once more back behind you and crank the foot down so that you're internally rotating the foot. Now, bring it diagonally across the body and once more diagonal out and crank the foot down. So this is a very subtle movement. Just start to feel that in your outer hip. There we go. A couple more times on your own breath, just experimenting with how this feels in your body. Keep your shoulder blades going down the back and your belly toned. Beautiful, everybody. Let's send it back behind you. Now, knee up into belly, kiss your knee. Inhale it back behind you. Exhale, kiss your knee. Inhale it back behind you. And exhale, kiss your knee. Inhale it back behind you. Find your head on straight. Bend into your knee. now stamp the ceiling with your foot. So see if you can isolate this movement into that one little movement. Very nice. Let's try that on the left side. So sending your left foot back behind you. Now bring it diagonally across the body, touch your right knee, then diagonally out and crank the hip down. So on your own, diagonal, internal rotation. Out diagonally, internal rotation. All right, let's send it back behind. Again, get your neutral spine. Exhale, knee into belly. Inhale it out. Exhale, knee to belly. Inhale it out. Exhale, knee to belly. Inhale it out. Bend into the knee. Let's go ahead and stamp the ceiling with our foot. Again, try and isolate this energy to just the back of your hip. Beautiful. Bring it all the way down. Let's find a child's pose. So your choice. You might feel already as though you need to open up your knees, drop your belly into the middle of your knees, or keeping your knees together and letting your spine droop. Wherever you are, let's just find that beautiful breath in the sacral spine. Give it one more full deep breath. And then let's come to our first downward dog of the day. So curling toes under, finding your way up into dog, pressing the mat away from you, and finding energy into all of those muscles that we just warmed and strengthened. So maybe a big bend into the knees, letting your heels find the earth. And then a slow, taking your right foot up and back behind you. Again, let's crank that hip down. Allow yourself to feel the energy from your left heel. So cranking the toes straight down, press the right heel towards the back wall. Bringing knee up into belly, shoulders up over wrists. Plant that foot up in between your hands, and let's find a wide-legged forward fold. So maybe blocks are necessary here this early in practice for your fold. Maybe you're okay with just kind of hanging energy here. But let's just find our first forward fold of the day, not extending too much into our hamstrings just yet. Let's find a little bit of energy and movement here, side to side. Maybe stillness. But once again, thinking about the rootedness, the groundedness in the feet, the flowing of energy up through the legs, and feeling the energy in the sacral spine. So breathing here just as you were. And now toe heel into the midline. So we're facing the left side of your mat, and feet come directly underneath your hips. Keep a bend into the knees if you'd like, and then slowly roll yourself up into standing. So once we're in standing, let us find that we're grounded into the right foot. All right, so here we are, grounded into the right foot in our mountain pose. And then left foot releases up for your stork. So give yourself a moment. There's always this wavering where we need to find the ballast of the pose. So think about that energy and feel it pooling right here in the middle of your body. Moving your knee over to the left side of your mat. Find your way into your version of tree. But once again, let's really find that beautiful golden girdle around the sacral spine that's sort of wrapping you, engaging. And let's find some balance today. We don't need to grow the tree. Let's just find that equanimity on the mat that comes from rootedness. Hands come to hips. Bring that knee up towards the left side wall, around towards the midline, and softly to the earth. Plant it. Find your mountain pose. Hands to hips. Let's take that on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, whatever side that we didn't do on the other side. Bring the knee up. Let's really find energy, engagement, stability, then moving it over to the side, finding your version of tree. Again, just avoiding the knee. We really want to feel as though now we're growing taller with energy, engaging what we need to engage, feeling it all right here. Balance. Hands to hips, knee to the side, to the center, and march it out. Let's step to the top of the mat once again, continuing our work on warming. So inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, take a forward fold. Feel free to keep a bend in your knees as you do. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your right foot back behind you. Plant your right hand to the earth or to the mat. Take a twist. Deep, full breath in. And hand comes down to the mat. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself up into your plank pose, top of a push-up. Your choice, full or half chaturanga dandasana. Up into your baby cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Raise your right foot up and back behind you. Pull the right knee behind the left elbow. Inhale it back. Downward dog split. Knee into belly, shoulders over wrists. And once more, downward dog split. Now to right elbow. Downward dog split. Pull knee up into belly, shoulders over wrist. Hold.
Deep, full breath in. And on exhale, foot comes between the hands. Inhale, stepping forward, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, all the way up, reach high. Exhale, all the way back down. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your left foot back behind you. Plant your left hand, right hand high to the sky. Exhaling, hand down to the earth. Step it back to plank. Your choice, full or half Chaturanga Dandasana. Up into your baby cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot back behind you. Bring it through, crossing the body, right elbow. Inhale, back behind you. Knee up into belly, shoulders up over wrists. Back behind you. Now to the left elbow. Inhaling back behind you. Exhale, knee up into belly, shoulders up over wrists. Hold deep, full breath in. And bring the foot up in between the hands. Inhale, the foot behind you, two forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, everything down. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Hands together, heart center. Hands to the sides of the body. Give yourself a moment just to notice. Notice where the breath is. Notice if the breath is now coming in jags. And let's just give ourselves a moment to smooth it out. So big, round, continuous breaths. Balanced between inhales and exhales is what we're looking for. Those rivers of energy, swirling the vortexes of consciousness. That's what they need. Big, beautiful, conscious breaths. All right, from here, let's sit down into your chair, Utkatasana. Hands come down to your thighs. Inhale, show your heart. So pinch your shoulder blades down and together. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, seated cow. Exhale, seated cat. One more time. And then back, Utkatasana. Exhale, take a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your right foot back behind you. Left follows, plank. Full or half Chaturanga Dandasana. Up into your baby cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Raising the right foot up and back behind you. Pull through for your warrior one. Foot pattern, rising up, warrior one. Both feet fully planted. Hands high to the sky, belly engaged. Bringing hands together in front of you, straightening out the foot. Press more into your left heel. Inhale, open out, heart shows, and bending back into the knees. Inhale, hands together. Exhale, warrior one, open heart. Exhale it together. Inhale, out. Exhale together. 5 more times on your own breath. And then we'll come to our warrior one. Your choice, hands can be together. maybe binding hands and the index finger is pointing straight up to the sky. Maybe your shoulders need a little bit more spaciousness. Hands can be apart. Give it one more full deep breath in. And exhale. Let something go. Inhale. This time, exhale your hands down to frame out that foot. Hop the left foot back. Step it back to your plank. Full or half Chaturanga Dandasana. Up into your baby cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhaling back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling your left foot up and back behind you and pull it through for your warrior one foot pattern. Rising up, warrior one, back foot 45-degree angle, back heel fully planted, front knee over the front ankle. Now bring your hands together in front of you, straightening out the leg. Inhale, open up, warrior one. Exhale. Inhale, open the arms, bend the knee. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 5 more times. And then, coming to that warrior one, give yourself a moment to find what you need to do with your hands and your arms. One more deep full in-breath. Exhale, hands come down to frame out the foot. Hop it back to your plank. Your choice here. Find your vinyasa from here, or take it into your downward facing dog. Whatever you choose to do, let your energy direct it. So sometimes we deplete ourselves just by using energy that we really have not cultivated. So find your way into a place where you can cultivate the energy that's flowing up through the root of your being to higher states of consciousness. Find that energy flowing from higher states of consciousness into manifest reality, into your body. Deep, full breath in and out. Step forward with your right foot once again, and let's take a wide-legged forward fold towards the left part of your mat again. Again, you can grab for that block if you need it underneath your hands. If you feel a little warmer, you might even get really long in your stance, maybe finding the crown of your head down to the earth. If you have a tripod headstand here and you want to try that, please feel free to do so. Whatever we're doing, let's find 4 deep, full breaths. It could be movement. It could be stillness. Give it 2 more full deep breaths. And then coming to the midpoint. Let's grab for that block or find your hand, your left hand, directly onto the floor, wherever you are. And send, or your left hand onto the floor. Here we go, I'll mirror for you guys. So bring your right hand out parallel to the earth. So you can even touch your sacral spine with your right hand, just making sure that things are parallel to the earth back there. Squeeze your quads up towards your pubis. So really engage the front part of your legs here. Now, right hand out to the side. On inhale, so inhale, spiral the heart to the left side or the right side wall. Exhale it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale it up. Exhale down. Switch out the hands. Now left hand out parallel. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhaling up and exhaling down. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and walk our way up to the top of the mat and step yourself back to your downward facing dog. Totally your choice about a vinyasa, whether you need to come through plank, finding full or half chaturanga dandasana, up into your baby cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Lifting right foot up and back behind you, pulling it through for warrior one foot pattern once again. Let's bring the block nearby and place it to the outside of your right foot. Come on up, warrior one. Again, feel that energy engaging, lifting into the heart, shoulder blades down the back, hands high to the sky. Now bring your right hand to your hip crease and straighten out your leg. Engage through your quad. Lengthen up through the left hand. Exhale. Bring your torso just parallel. See if you can reach. And inhale it up. We'll try that 2 more times. So I like to pull back on my right hip as I come forward. Inhale it up and exhale. Parallel. Beautiful. Inhale it up. This time we're going to see how much length we can keep in the torso. Reach. And then perhaps hand to the side of your right foot, to a block, to the mat, maybe even to your shin, to the inside of your foot. It really doesn't matter. Touch your right hand with your sacral spine. So see if you can get it a little bit more balanced to the earth. Now you can stay right here and take this into a twist. Or you could send your right hand out in front of you. Engage through your belly. Lengthen through both side bodies as you move your right hand up to the sky. And on exhale, everything down. Send your foot back behind you, downward dog split. And just pedaling out. See how things feel here. On your next inhale, lift the left foot up and back behind you. Pull it through for your warrior one foot pattern. Once again, grab that block as you come up. Warrior one. So we've been here a couple of times. Starts to feel like home base. Really bring that energy into this pose. Straighten out the leg. Bring your left hand to your hip. Press it back. Lengthen through the torso. Keep your belly engaged as you reach for the front of the mat. Inhale it up. Exhale. Just parallel. Inhale it back up. Exhale. Just parallel. Inhale it back up. And now this time we're coming all the way down to the block. Once again, touch the sacral spine. See if you can get it even more square to the earth. And you can take the twist here, or you can add the arm to this. Shoulder stacks on top of shoulder. Both feet fully planted, shoulder blades down the back. One more full deep breath. And let's unwind. Bring the block off to the side. Step yourself back to your downward facing dog. And then drop your knees to the earth. Let's find child's pose for just a second. Hands can be out in front of you. Hands can be back behind you. Forearms onto the earth. Look for that initial feeling, that awareness of that sacred bone. Feel the breath coming and going from the body. One more full deep breath. And then let's come into hero's pose. Now, for some of us, hero's is not the most, it's not the most comfortable pose. I so understand that. So feel free just to find your cross-legged position. Wherever we are, we just want to keep the bowl of the pelvis in its neutral position, which is just a slight tilt forward. So if you feel like you're rounding through the spine, think of what that does to your energy. You know, we're kind of blocking it. So we really want to sit up tall. If you need a block to sit up tall, a block under your sit bones so you feel kind of more connected and that your spine can be in neutral position, please do so. Knees are straight ahead and hands to your thighs, face down for grounding. Let's take a couple of neck rolls, exhaling your chin to chest, and then over to one side. It doesn't matter which. Each time you exhale, bring the chin back to the chest. And then coming back into your neutral spine. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears and then place them down the back, pinching shoulder blades together. So we're kind of exaggerating here. One more time. Inhale up and then exhale. Find a wide expanse at the top of your sternum. Last time. Inhale up and down the back. From here, we'll do a couple of throat openers, really good for those of us who are going to be using our voices today to speak the truth, using our ears to listen for the truth. So first, we'll start with hum, which is the seed sound of the Vishuddha chakra, the throat chakra. So this is the way it will sound. Inhaling deeply. Hum. Hum. Hum.
So let the eyes open. Then just allow yourself to feel the vibration. To feel and see and touch and hear and experience the vibration brought from outside, from inside to the outside. So coming in to our Janu Sirsasana, feel free to sit on a blanket or a pillow. Let's bring feet out in front. Let's sort of windshield wipering the feet a bit. I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see my feet. So windshield wipering the feet just a bit, side to side. And then let's bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. We're going to try a little experimentation with the bandhas. So what we were working with at the very start of our class today was engaging Mula Bandha, really feeling that drawing up of energy. But we also, because we're not perhaps as experienced practitioners as some, we were also finding Ashwini Mudra, so the gathering of energy at the very back of your pelvis as well. So drawing up everything, finding some sense of drawing up, of closing off. That is Mula Bandha Ashwini Mudra. And then when we're breathing, particularly in poses, we're working with Uddiyana Bandha, that sense of drawing energy in through the navel. We can't keep the navel drawn in and breathe because we need to do that. So one of the things we're going to experiment with today is if we can draw in Mula Bandha, the base of the pelvis, feeling the engagement there, but continuing to breathe. The last thing that we're going to do is work with Jalandhara Bandha, the throat bandha, the throat lock. And think of this as a lock in a canal rather than a key lock. But to engage Jalandhara Bandha, we need to slide our head back on our neck just a bit and duck our chin to our chest, really keeping this wide expanse here and drawing all of the energy, kind of like feeling like we're putting a lid on a pot. But we're going to do this while we take Janu Sirsasana. So just listen for cues wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Just let this be a learning experience. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, take a forward fold towards your extended leg. Now, if you can grab onto your foot and keep your spine long instead of rounding through. Remember, we don't want to round through the spine because we're just squishing all that energy. We want to keep the energy kind of flowing up and down and up and down. So sometimes it's best either hands flat on the floor where we can really sit up tall, engage through that foot. So from here, deep inhale, feel the expansion and the spaciousness. Both sit bones kind of expand to the floor. Exhale, draw all of that energy up into Mula Bandha. All right, so we've got everything engaged. Inhale, open it out. Exhale, Mula Bandha. Beautiful. Inhale it out. This time, exhale, Mula Bandha, but continue to breathe. Keeping Mula Bandha engaged. And now let's engage Jalandhara Bandha. So there's a sense of putting a pot lid on. All right, let's come out and try that on the other side. So once again, hands high to the sky. Take a forward fold towards your foot, either hanging on to the foot or hands to the earth. Sit up really tall.
Expand on your inhale. Exhale, pull up into the Mula Bandha. Inhale, expand. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha and keep it engaged. Inhaling, even with it engaged. Exhaling. Inhale, Mula Bandha is engaged. Exhale, Jalandhar Bandha. Beautiful, everybody. Let's come all the way up. And we'll come all the way down to the back. So your choice here. You can find your way into shoulder stand. It might feel really good just to continue to work on the engagement of the muscles around the throat. It might feel as though this is now time just to find a simpler inversion, drawing energy back towards the body with a bridge pose. Whatever it is, let's take the next minute just doing what we need to do to feel, again, the energy, the rivers of energy in our being, moving up and down. And so coming out, let's find the appropriate counter pose. If you've been in your shoulder stand, taking your fish pose, hands underneath the bum, onto your elbows, scooching back so that the crown of your head hits the mat, and lifting up into the front part of your throat. For those of us in bridge, let's find happy baby. Pulling our knees closer to our armpits, rocking side to side on the sacral spine. And then everybody, let's draw the soles of our feet together. We've been doing a lot with our hips. I know people really love to do hip openers, but sometimes it's more important to do hip strengtheners. And that's what we've been doing. So you can find your Supta Baddha Konasana for just a little bit before you straighten out into your legs. But today, let's feel that big, round sense of energy as you take Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are kind of keeping the energy flowing round and round. And once you're ready, finding your way into your Shavasana. I would tell you, you might want to keep your finger on the pause button just so that you can really take your time and find your Shavasana. But finding any kind of natural movement that comes to you, and let this be kind of a way of listening to your energy body, listening and watching the rivers of energy in your own body. Let them heal you. Let them strengthen you. All right. So finally, we find stillness in our Shavasana. Just let everything go. what lies ahead is unknown. All we have is this beautiful present moment, this one deep, full breath. So I thank you for coming today, for spending this hour with me in practice. I will be with you on the journey, as all of us yogis are, sending energy, sending love, sending light, especially to those who are part of the front lines of this struggle. If you want to know more about me, please look me up, lostandfoundyoga.com. If you liked this practice, please hit the like button if you can. And I look forward to seeing you every Wednesday at 8 a.m. So definitely subscribe so you get some kind of notification. Thank you all, and namaste. Thank you, Susie.